Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episodes of Infamous Idiots. If you guys are new here, subscribe. We'd appreciate it.
We are on episode 12.
And we didn't even acknowledge episode 10 being like,
Yeah.
hey, this is episode 10.
10. We're just like, let's get this bitch out. Yeah, dude, I get it.
We really were just like being a little, I don't even want to say lazy, but it was just like a bunch of stuff kept happening. And then we were like, we're not recording, then and it's just like, then all of a sudden we're on episode 12.
Yeah. Life has been blue balling us, and now we can finally climax and get back to our podcast. That's the way I see it.
Like, that's a way to put
Yeah,
it.
that's the way I see it, honestly. So let's just talk about what have you been up to, man, in the past couple of days, like week, this entire week. Hey, watch anything new? Read anything interesting?
I mean, other than like the new trailers that have been coming out, I mean, it's just been a lot of work right now. I have a lot of overtime. I have overtime coming up again. It's unfortunate, but honestly, it's just been new trailers, just fucking trying to work out. Not doing that successful, but trying to work out. You know what I mean? But yeah. You know how life is.
Yeah, dude, I get it. You want to jump out the window.
Yeah, you just wanna jump out the window and be like, all right, just gotta get myself out there, and then you're just like,
Yeah, dude.
holy shit, I'm out of breath.
I would jump out the window if I worked at where you worked at too. I mean, that's what the nets are for, right?
Yeah.
So you have nets at where you work?
Oh, you're talking about there?
Yeah.
I was talking about workout, not work.
Oh, work out? My bad. No.
This guy.
Honest.
There's nets there, actually.
See?
It's 4 stories
See
and
what I
there's
mean?
nets.
Yeah, dude.
There's nets. So
Honestly, like-
if nothing's happened there.
If like you're falling asleep on shift, you can just throw yourself over and wake yourself up. If you
Yeah,
think
because
about it.
if you're on the top floor,
Uh-huh.
you can like look down and see all the way down. You're like, holy shit, 4 stories is fucking high.
You're like, oh, that hurt.
I have thought, I'm like, well, because like there's like big like like
The
crates, like
intrusive
shipping
thoughts?
crates. Yeah, there's big ship. Here's the thing. Here's like the movie action in me where I'm like, there's like we get like a lot of chips, right?
Yeah.
So it's like these big boxes of chips and they're on these giant pallets, and it's like it's taller than me, so it's like 12 feet, and I'm like, it's full of chips. If I jump from the 3rd story
Yeah.
and just like went elbow first like they do in the movies onto a windshield,
Yeah.
I'm like, how would I feel getting up?
See, my movie head scenario is like, if I tackled someone through,
Mm-hmm.
you know what
I
I'm
think it's
saying?
gonna explode.
Yeah.
That's actually a cool scene. That would be a cool scene right there.
See?
And the chips would be like a new added factor, being like, that's never been done before.
No, not at all.
I don't think it's been done before.
I just
But
love,
those intrusive thoughts do come in where I'm like, if I just, leaped and went, nah. It was
yeah,
like,
dude.
I'm sure I would survive because it's like, chips are pretty fluffy.
That I think about
And how much
myself
air is in there?
In any scenario, I'm like, I would survive, even though I probably wouldn't.
Do you think, okay, let's go a little movie logic here. If you were to, what's the highest thing you think you could jump off of and land on like the roof of a car and survive? Or okay, actually, let's like land on the car and like be able to get up and like run away like they do in
run
the
like
movie.
Tom Cruise, dude. I don't know. I don't know, honestly, because like I still think about that scene from Mission Impossible 3, and like, dude, honestly,
I
when
love that
when you
scene as
get,
a kid.
I still love it.
Yeah.
But like when he gets blown onto the car,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would have knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like slowly crawling and making my way back up
Yeah.
to a slow jog. Not even a sprint. Just like I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. It just it depends. My more action movie logic always tends to be like an irrational fear of someone starting a fight with me in just a random ass place and making it awkward.
all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
Yeah.
Like, what if this dude just started throwing hands with me? How would I?
Would I
What's my
react?
plan of attack?
Also, or you're like, what if it's like 6 dudes? Like, what do I do? You know?
I feel like if it's like that, you gotta land your 2 power strikes right away and
Well, I feel like
stagger them.
at that point, all bets are off. I'm fighting dirty.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm
But what I
saying?
mean is like
I'm-
I feel like with your first 2 shots, I feel like you gotta
a
knock
hard
one of them out.
Yeah.
You gotta
I get
knock
what
one,
you're saying.
You gotta
You gotta
take one out
get
of the
one
fight.
out.
Because then, right? If let's just say if it's 6,
Yeah.
you're still dealing with 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
They need more.
and even if you get, because you're most likely gonna get fucked up unless they really don't know how to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
You gotta hope.
That's just
You
a
gotta
nu-
hope.
But see, that's
the
just a
case.
numbers thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
there's nothing you can really do.
I was
about
just
that.
thinking about that.
But
the
you
other
could be
day,
like,
too.
you can get fucked up. Your boy still got knocked the fuck out though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True.
So.
And that makes them more wary. But dude, to be that guy that just beats the fuck out of 6 dudes,
I mean, I've seen the videos of it.
I mean,
you
that's
know what
what
happens.
I think
I'm
it's
like,
entirely possible.
and it's always people that don't know how to fight going against someone that does know how to fight, and he's like, no, shoulder
Because
rolling.
most people that
boom.
know how to fight won't ever really look for a reason to fight.
Yeah.
Because like I
It
feel
never-
like they
yeah.
know the actual consequences to violence. I was talking to someone and they're just like, you know, when everyone always has that like, oh, dude, if I just see red, I just wouldn't stop. And it's like, yeah, but like people who can actually cause damage like that, no, they're like, I don't know if I need to go there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
I've never been in that situation. Really.
Yeah, but to be fair too, also I feel like everyone is capable of seeing red and not being able to stop. I think that it's a lot more common than people give credit for. Because
Mhm.
everyone likes to think like that they're hard as fuck, right? They're like, dude, when I see red, I might not stop.
Mhm.
But it's like, dude, that's actually a majority of, if not everyone. We just need to learn how to like control that, channel that. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I feel like most of the time, people who know, like, again, the real consequences of violence would be like, oh, man, dude, I could kill this motherfucker. And I don't know if I want to go through, like, the trouble with that, honestly.
Mhm.
That's the way I view it personally, but...
I mean, I've never been in a situation where I've had to see red. I guess the closest instance is when I had my very first fight. But I mean, other than that, you know what I mean? Like, I can't think of a time where I saw red and was able to, like, you know, not control myself.
I feel
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's times where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I do have anger management at time, or like have an anger issue, I should say.
You're just a cunt.
True, but there are times when I have like anger issues, but like I'm always able to like control them. You know, I'm like I'm just gonna be a little bit more snarky with you.
Ooh, no, I get it, dude.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
that's our way
just,
of coping.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna be snarky. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like fucking throw a punch through a wall. Like
Yeah.
I've never understood that mentality from like when you hear like I don't know. Like I remember like person that I knew in high school that was like had when they get so mad they would hit the wall. They're like, bro, I put a hole in my wall. Oh, now my dad's real mad at me and he's a fucking bitch. It's like, well, dude, you put a fucking hole in his wall, you
Yeah,
idiot. He
I'd be
paid for this house.
pissed.
Yeah, I like, dude, I don't know.
I
But
get it.
anyways, that's I could never get to that instance. And plus, I have a punching bag to where like if I'm like when I was in like peak Call of Duty and I get fucking pissed off, bro, I would just go outside and
And
just
it's
do,
some
and be like, oh, I'm good now.
It's a fucking 12-year-old calling you every racial slur in the book.
Yeah,
and
and I'm
he's,
just like,
and he's killing you. You're just like, oh, my mother's not a whore.
yeah, it'd be
You
like
know?
that sometimes.
I get it, dude.
No, it's more of like the ones that are like catch you off guard, that where you're just like, what the fuck? Like I got called a black shadow once, and I was like, what does that even mean, you fucking bitch?
Yeah.
I was like, what fucking word are you coming up with?
That's so weird. It's like they're not. It's just they're
But it
not
was
as
like-
creative as they used to be.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
agree.
shame.
But it was more of like the tone and the
See,
delivery.
Out of all, like I think, I
But
don't know.
I should give a little more context, I guess. Is like it was like my first game on. I was getting shit on, and he was like, "You're just a shadow to me" or something, and then I was like, "What the fuck?"
You also sound like. That's fucking funny, dude. That's funny. Oh man, I don't know how we got on that whole tangent.
I don't know either.
That's so funny. But I was just,
We went on movie logic, and then I went
yeah,
somewhere
movie
else.
logic and fighting, and then
Yeah.
yeah, that okay. That's
Wait, you
where we
didn't
got
answer
there.
the question. What's the highest thing you could jump off of and land on a car and think that you
Dude,
can
I
run away?
I don't know. Probably the size of this fucking apartment complex, dude. I don't
Okay,
know.
I was gonna say.
I just don't feel like I could. I
don't
know how
think
to
I could do
properly
the-
break my fall.
I don't think I could do the roof because it's 2-story, by the way. I think I could do the window. Like if the car was directly
I think I
below,
could do a roof.
I was like, I could do that. Seems
I might
weird.
land like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2, to be honest.
Oh,
You know.
my back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I could.
yeah,
I
dude.
think I could do the window and land somewhat
This would be the
properly.
max. I'd like to think higher, just based off movie logic, honestly, or based off movie logic. I'd jump out of one window into the other building's window, and just keep running. That's the ideal. That's what would happen. Actually, that's my movie logic. I'm just importing that shit.
Yeah.
Oh god, dude, I've been just watching movies because I'm like, dude, I haven't really been able to sit down and watch a movie.
hmm
And I watched like 2 rom-coms. I don't know, dude. I've just been on a rom-com binge, and I'm
Oh,
just
yeah?
like, there's a formula, and it's like, it's funny how there's a formula for a genre of movie, and you see it, And even though it might have the same formula in each film, you're like, what makes it distinct is how they make it special and unique in their own way. So like rom-coms can be fucking just roll your eyes, you know. And so, or sometimes they're just kind of like kind of sweet, you
Yeah.
know. Oh god, just it just depends. But yeah, I watched that Sydney Sweeney, Glenn Powell fucking rom-com that what is it? What the fuck is
I don't
it
even know what it's called, but I know
again?
that one, it was like kind of going viral.
Anyone But You.
Like a few months ago.
Anyone But You. Yeah. Because it came out on Netflix and I was like, fuck it. You know.
Ew.
But also like it's so funny that you're Glenn Powell and like you're pretending to be unattracted to Sydney Sweeney, and I was just like, that's a really unrealistic part. I know that it maybe in the movie that she might have done you dirty, but like you would have been like, it's okay. I don't know. And that's the only logic I'm poking in that,
Yeah.
And I watched Rebel Ridge, which is a great action movie actually. I think it's what Rambo was to the age group that came out in. A war veteran might have been done dirty and he's kind of at odds with the law now.
Mhm.
That's really what it is. But I recommend that movie for sure, dude. It was really, really good. I recommend it. Other than that, I've just been chilling, dog. Like you said, just catching up on movie news, watching the movie trailers that came out, like Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Surprisingly, it looks kind of good.
Yeah,
At least in my opinion. I think it kind of looks good.
I think it looks good. I just don't like the song choice. I don't know why.
What song is it?
It
I don't
was
even
it was "Where Is
remember.
My Mind" by the Pixies, but I just didn't like the version that they used. I like the
Mm.
song. It's the song that played at
So is
the
it a remix?
yeah. It's like a
Oh.
trailer movie mix. That's usually what tends to happen. But it's the song that plays at the end of Fight Club when he's holding the girl's hand and like the building. Yeah,
okay.
now you can.
Yeah, I
Yep,
know, now
yep,
I know.
yep.
I already know. Just from that describing the scene, I'm like, I already know what it is.
Mhm.
I want to watch Fight Club now.
Dude, I need to finish the book. God damn. But yeah, dude, I think it looks good. I'm excited. I feel like I'm like one of the only people that's excited for the Winter Soldier to be in a project because like I like
I was
Bucky.
excited. I was gonna say,
Yeah?
yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna say,
cool.
I'm
Because
excited
like I feel like I'm the only
'cause-
Bucky fanboy. I love
no,
Bucky.
I like Bucky. I mean, I wouldn't say I would say you like him more than I do.
Yeah, I
but
think
I
so.
like
His
Bucky a
deadpan
lot.
humor. I feel
I
like
mean, I Winter Soldier is one of my might be like my second favorite MCU movie. Maybe
first one being Iron Man.
No, first would probably be Infinity War.
Oh, okay. That
Just
makes sense.
because of like everything that was going
I get
into
it.
it, just to be
I
in
get
that
it.
live at that time was kind of insane. But I would probably put Winter Soldier either first or second, flip flop on whatever I recently watched essentially.
Mhm.
But one thing that I loved that I always thought was like I love his like gun that where it shoots and hovers the ground and sticks.
Yeah.
I love
came back.
that.
It
Yes,
came back.
I know. I
It
was
made
like,
a comeback.
bro, I love that weapon. That weapon is so cool and unique
Yeah.
because you could. Because I'm a big like I love car crashes, right? Like
Yeah.
when like a car is able to flip in certain ways and you could do different things with it.
Or the
I think it just
looks.
like opens up a wide array of possibilities.
Yeah.
Like you could do a lot of cool shit with it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude, that was
So-
a really good callback to the Winter Soldier, and I like that bit in the trailer where she like, Yelena looks back, she's like, "That's not good," and then just that happens, and I was like, "That's so cool."
Yeah.
It does look like a lot of fun. The song choice was just kind of like could have been better to me.
Mm.
I would have preferred something a little more serious, but I'm pumped.
Like to me, it looked fun. It just looked like a fun movie. It kind of looks like what I wish the first Suicide Squad would have been. I guess
Understandable. Understandable. Everyone looks really cool. I think Taskmaster looks cool. I think Ghost looks really cool too.
Yeah, Ghost actually looks really cool.
Yeah, so I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. Also, fuck, I didn't even U.S. Agent. I'm actually really intrigued on his storyline.
Mm. You watched
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I liked him in it.
Hmm.
I thought he had.
I didn't think it was that bad, honestly. I mean, I don't know about that much about USA Agent, all other than what was the lore essentially that was developed in the Winter Soldier show. But I mean, I like it, a little bit darker, more gritty, and you know what I mean, like trying to prove his worth essentially.
He's dealing with like his PTSD, and
Mhm.
it's a really interesting story, and I really dug it. Also, Sinners. What did you think of Sinners, the new Michael B. Jordan?
I'm
Vampire
a fan
movie.
of Michael B. Jordan. I like just about everything that he does, and I feel like this is what trailers should be. Movie trailers should be, because like I don't. I mean, I haven't watched any like the breakdown of scripts or anything like that. Just going off of the trailer, there's to me it builds intrigue on like what is actually happening, because it just feels like obviously you get a feeling of it being supernaturally. You don't know if it's like a cult, vampires. I think it is about vampires.
Yeah, it's a vampire movie.
Okay, but like
I only know because it's what was described. Like it's in the plot,
mhm.
but it's just it doesn't really show it, which I think is really
Yeah,
cool though.
and like that's what I'm saying is like when it comes to the trailer, it's just showing the process of the movie, and you kind of like, at least for me, building my own intrigue into it, like just
Mhm.
being like, this movie looks interesting. Like it just looks really interesting, and it looks like a different project for Michael himself, like a different route that he's trying to go.
Dude, honest, he's just a beefcake in any role he's in.
I mean,
honestly, dude.
besides him being jacked, I'm just talking about like
I was
I'm
just
just
more
talking about-
honestly. I couldn't get over that. I was like, that whole shot was him to flex with the Tommy gun in his biceps. But I'm all for it, dude.
yeah,
My
the time
dude
period seems like
my
a
dude
good time period.
kills it in any role he's in, and when you put these two together, that's cinema right there. I'll
Mhm.
always stand by that. If you've ever have you seen Fruitvale Station?
Is that
That's
the one where
their
he gets
first-
shot?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen it.
bro.
That was the first movie I ever saw from him. Is that his first movie?
Yeah, and then they
Okay.
both went on to do Creed.
Mm.
Mhm.
But that's the first movie I ever watched, because I don't even remember how I
Of Michael
saw
B.
it.
Jordan.
Yeah,
That's
The
cool.
first one
That's
I
a
ever
good
watched.
movie to watch. Like of him, you're like, dude, that dude.
yeah.
He's
I
good.
always
He's going
liked it. I was
places.
like, I don't even know why I watched it. I just saw it on Netflix one day and was like, I'm gonna watch this.
It's fucking sad.
It is sad. It was like I remember, I was like, why am I crying on
Hmm.
this random movie?
Yeah, you're like,
But-
ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good. I'm actually happy. I didn't know that was his first movie, so I'm actually happy that was my first introduction to him.
Yeah.
Because when I remember when
I know
the
he was on
first
The
Creed got
Wire.
released,
He was on The Wire.
yeah, I
and
think he
stuff.
was, but I haven't seen The Wire. It's been
Yeah.
on my list forever, and I know so many people are like,
Yeah,
"What's
dude.
The Wire? You gotta watch
I haven't
The
seen The Wire, and I've been meaning to watch The Shield too.
Oh, but The Shield isn't that like fucking 12 seasons or something?
Yeah, but I mean, it's also like
That's the one with the bald dude, right? Yeah.
same creator of Sons of Anarchy though, so I was like, fucking A, dude. I was like that.
That's why you feel obligated.
Yeah, I mean,
I was
dude,
like, why do you want to watch this show from like 2002?
well, I want to watch The Sopranos. You
I do
don't?
too, actually. Dude,
You
I've been seeing a lot of edits for it. I'm like, I
Yeah.
like kind of watch. I'm like, do I? And I'm like ready. I'm like,
It's
I don't want.
good.
I'm like, I don't want any spoilers. So I'm like, nope, that looks
4
like spoiler.
episodes in.
You're 4 episodes in?
Yeah,
Oh my god, I gotta watch it.
yeah, dude. It's.
I didn't know you were 4 episodes. I can't. No, I want to watch it now. I need to watch it.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Dude,
pretty
I've-
pumped
it's
because
been on
it
my
goes
list
with
for
the
so
Penguin. To
long.
be honest,
I haven't watched Penguin yet.
me either. It's on my list for sure.
I've seen some things about it. I'm like, it kind of looks. I don't know. It looks. I don't want to say it looks good because I haven't watched it, but
Dude,
it looks
I-
intriguing.
I watched the first half of the first episode.
hmm
Fucking good, bro. I like it a lot, actually.
I mean, I love that. What is it? Gotham. That Gotham to me is just like, I don't know. That's like kind of the Gotham I always imagined as a kid, like just rainy, gloomy. Everything like the street lights are yellow. Like it's just like that atmosphere that I always imagined.
I've always had a different Gotham. I feel like the Tim Burton animated series, the Tim Burton Gotham, and like the animated series Gotham. Those are the Gothams that I've always come to mind. Where it's this like big gothic utopia that is just of this.
But see,
ugly
that's
city.
that's what I think is
That's the
interesting.
proper Gotham.
But
No,
but see,
I'm just
that's what's
kidding.
interesting to me is that that's the Batman that I grew up with is the animated Batman and why am I fucking? You just said it. Tim Burton's Batman. Those are the Batmans I grew up with.
So
I
you don't have
still
any
always-
taste?
You're so annoying.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
just saying that, like, for me, even though I watched those, I always imagined God. Like, if I'm saying, like, as an actual place, like, if I was to be there, I always
So like a
imagined-
realistic Gotham is what you're saying.
yeah, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
But like, that's how I always imagined it. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't hate on that.
I can actually. I'm tired of realistic Batman. Okay.
Dude, we've had so much of like fucking goofy Batman. You can't tell me. we haven't.
Bro, okay. Dark Knight. Okay, Batman Begins. Dark Knight. Dark Knight
Greatest
Rises.
trilogy of all time.
The Batman, and then that other trilogy, the entire Batman trilogy that's eventually gonna come out. Those are all realistic Batman interpretations. The only closest Batman we've gone to fantastical was Ben Affleck's in Batman v Superman or anything else he was in. I'm talking a solo Batman
If you go
movie.
back to the early 90s and early 2000s, what kind of Batman is that? Fantastical. If you go back and watch
Yes, okay,
Uh,
I'm not disagreeing with Batman Forever or
Batman
Batman
Forever,
and
I
Robin.
rewatched that, I think like a year ago, 2 years ago. It's actually a banger.
Yeah, it is.
It
It's
is a
good movie.
banger. And that's what I'm saying is we got those fantastical Batman.
I mean now, Richard.
no!
Today's society.
Those are the ones I grew up with. Those are the ones. And we used to have Tim Burton's Batman. There's what? That's
my
that's
God.
2 right there.
Dude, it's just-
that's 5 right there.
My argument is I just feel like you're limiting the characters you use and how they can be used. There's so many good stories with Batman villains that they're literally superhuman, but somehow against all odds, Bruce Wayne finds a way to beat them.
Uh-huh.
Correct?
Yeah.
I would love to see that. I'm tired of seeing some fucking psychopath that wants to blow shit up. Okay? I like it. Don't get me wrong. They're good. I will always watch a good Batman movie, but like, man, I'm just saying, like, let
See,
my
here's the-
boy fight some
here's the thing, though.
undead ninjas.
Here's the thing though, is
Let
that
him,
I
you
feel
know.
like when you go that route, then people are gonna be like, the CGI though, it just didn't look that well, and I feel like you're upping the
But
budget.
you don't
from
need to
what
use that much CGI. That's the thing.
Okay, what if you did? Who would you? Okay, let's just go down this route then. Who would you? From I already know this is what I think they are gonna be in the next one, but I've always liked the Court of Owls. I would
Yeah.
like that, and I would also like. I know he's already been done, but Ra's al Ghul. I like Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah. You know he never trained Batman in the comics, right? That's just a movie thing. In the comics, he always just wanted Bruce to take over because he found him as a worthy adversary and a worthy successor
yeah.
too. Yeah. The more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah.
I always thought he just, his parents died. He's like, deny will be denied. He's just like, I'm a badass now.
Yeah, no.
But anyways, I know those are realistic or whatever, but yeah. Well, who would you want your fucking grand fucking
Like villain?
yeah?
Well, I mean, dude, he doesn't have to be a CGI filled.
Okay, but
villain.
that's what I'm saying is who would you want it to be?
like a solid Mr. Freeze adaptation would be fucking fire. A Clayface story would be fucking fire.
See, Clayface though, I feel like you have
Or like a fucking just explore Gotham's underbelly and all these weird twisted elements that all are all in this city, like the fact that there's an alligator man in the sewer, there's a fucking zombie Hulk thing that somehow Batman can fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just embrace that. That's all I'm saying. I do get where you're coming from, but
I just feel like if you go
limit
like
yourself.
I feel like if you go that route again, you're going towards the route of like this dude gotta start being on trend. You know what I mean? He's gonna fucking be. Fucking
There's
just
nothing wrong with that though.
what I'm saying though is that like you're gonna have to
Like-
give him like some super.
No, you don't.
Yes, you are.
No, you don't.
Yes, you are.
You literally just do every good thing about Ben Affleck's Batman that you
There's nothing good about.
there is actually when we're in a fight. But like that's the thing that makes Batman great is that he can somehow find a way to fight these fucking things even though he's
Mhm.
human.
I agree.
You don't need to super
I
soldier
agree,
him at
but what
all.
I'm-
And you
this is the
forget
thing,
he
though.
fights super
This is
soldiers.
what
dog.
I'm talking about though is that when you do it in a movie, like a live action movie, you just I don't know. I just feel like you're just gonna have to go a certain route for the wider audience. Because dude, there's no question. Spider-Man, Batman.
You don't think a wider
anything like
audience
that?
would watch that?
That's not what
You're
I'm saying. Is that you're
assuming-
gonna have to give them logic to these things. They're not gonna just be like,
Dude.
"Oh yeah, that's Batman. He's a normal human. He could do these things."
Dude, you just do like a same tone of like the Winter Soldier. You're fucking fine.
He's a superhuman. You fucking idiot.
You don't understand. Batman is literally close to. He's literally a.
I know
super-
he's a peak
no,
human being.
super
I understand.
soldier without being a super soldier.
I understand.
Bro. Then
I get
why
it.
is this such a hard?
But if he's
concept
going
for you
against
to
a giant
grasp?
fucking Clayface could just fucking maul him like he does in the fucking comics.
You don't think Batman's thought of a contingency to that?
Dude, you're missing the point of what I feel like we're arguing about the wrong thing right now.
No. I feel like
think
we
we
are
are
arguing
because
about the right
I
things.
feel like
You're wrong. I know.
what we're arguing about is you're arguing that he can't handle those things. I'm arguing that if to the wider audience that I don't feel like they would understand why he's able to go toe to toe with this person, this fucking creature.
You shouldn't be able to. You should be in awe because he's fucking Batman. Boom. So
No, that's not
Next.
it. Someone like my mom's gonna be like, why this person's like fucking 20 feet tall? Why is he? There's no reason why this 5'9" person can beat this person.
he's not 5'9". He's 5'9". He's 6'4".
I'm just saying in general, you fucking idiot. God damn. I don't know how tall Robin Pattinson is.
Oh, I was just going off.
I was just going off the latest
basic
Batman.
Batman height in like comics and shit. He's
I
usually
don't
like
give a
6'4".
fuck.
I'm just saying, Jesus, why are you getting so upset?
No, I'm not.
You're
I'm just
mad.
saying.
You're mad.
I'm just saying.
And you need to
Like I said,
relax.
I feel like we're arguing about the wrong thing. Because also, if you did if you're doing Clayface, bro, that the CGI is gonna
see,
be
but also
insane.
Clayface wouldn't. The thing is like Clayface isn't a villain. If you knew anything about Clayface, which clearly you don't.
I know he gets fucking like morphed into something else.
Clayface is like a victim of circumstance.
Uh-huh.
So like the thing here, and here's the thing that I feel like a lot of people are forgetting, and Batman isn't, and I do love that they capture this in the Batman at the end, is that Batman is deep down one of the best heroes, because he's gotten to Clayface by just treating him like a human. So do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
You're
I
thinking
know.
on how we could just be arguing again for no reason, and I'm sure that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you are. He's just like, bro, actually comic book accuracy? Like, no, that's not what the fuck. Dude, there's a reason why we don't. There's a whole reason why the movie industry hasn't followed movie or the comic book accuracy, because it just doesn't adaptate well to the big screen. It's just not going to.
That's where you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. Dude,
Yeah.
history shows that. What are you talking about?
So Deadpool is better in X-Men Origins than his own solo
that's
movies?
not. You're okay. Now he wants to nitpick. He's like, let me take
No,
this
that's
one thing.
That's what you're saying.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Deadpool is the exception to me, right? Deadpool is the exception. If you
What
look
about
at
Wolverine?
if you look at the first Wolverine wasn't even that good. Wolverine Origins wasn't even fucking good.
No, I'm saying, like, what about Wolverine?
What about it?
Like, comic accurate Wolverine
Uh-huh.
is, I would say, probably the closest we got to for sure was like Logan and maybe the Wolverine. You're saying those are bad?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, like, when you look
I
at how
don't get
movies were introduced, like if you look at the very first X-Men, how was it introduced? Did it follow a lot of what the core principles were from the comics? No, their whole costumes were changed. Everything was changed. If you look at Spider-Man, the same thing. You know, it's more realistic. He's shooting it from his fucking hand, everything like that.
Whip.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is that when you translate it to the big screen, things are just going to be changed. That's just like how it's going to be.
Yeah, but
If you try to follow everything to a T,
you're but
then you get the
in-
Tony Stark thing that happens right there. When now his suit is made out of fucking what is it fucking called?
vibranium now.
No. Is it no, the fucking like the little pixel thingies. What are they fucking called?
Nanotech.
Yeah, nanotech.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
type of shit that happens to me. When you start introducing different things like that, that's what happens. That's the logic now that you're going.
Yeah.
Mhm. Versus it coming from Peter Parker himself.
Okay.
See, this is what I'm talking about, you fucking idiot. God
No, but in my brain, I feel like you're trying to say that. Okay, yeah, you don't have to adapt everything, but you still have to adapt certain things.
But see, again, that's what I'm saying though, is that I agree that I think a Mr. Freeze would be good, but I think a Mr. Freeze like the Behar Butcher would be cool. That would be like
Another fucking serial killer, Richard.
dude. I'm just saying that would be fucking cool. That would be fucking cool. But if you go like a different route where he's more like fantastical and things like that, it's gonna just I don't know. It's gonna just have a different tone to it. And versus if it was like animated, it's gonna that to me would be better adaptation of trying to do more comic book accurate things. Agree or disagree?
You're wrong.
How in which way am I wrong though?
You're just wrong.
But see, you can't just say that because then you're
I
just
can.
Well, you're
It's a free
wrong.
country. I can't say that.
like,
So you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
you're wrong.
No,
That's
I
the-
like I get what you're trying to say, and I feel like I'm just always gonna go back to being like, because sometimes the source material is often better than what is put on screen.
Mhm.
Like when people say when there's an adaptation to a book, what is the general consensus most of the time?
I
It's
mean,
better than the movie.
hey, I mean, I guess I
But
do.
you also
but
don't
see,
read,
I
so that's fair.
there have been books that I've read. Don't fucking do that to me.
Okay,
Kite
I'll
Runner,
give you
Kite Runner.
Cat
I've
in the
read.
Hat,
Okay, I'll read it off. It's very short books.
Green Eggs,
It's Kite Runner.
Green Eggs
It's
and Ham,
the fucking. It's the Outsiders. It's
The Giving Tree.
World War Z, and there's one more. I think it was an autobiography by Arnold. Those are the 4 books that I've read from start to finish. I've read other books, but I've never finished them.
That's
I'll
more
admit.
books than I thought he would have read, to be honest.
But I do understand what you're saying though, because like when it comes to like World War Z, the book is superior to the movie.
Oh,
But the movie is still good, and but that's what I'm saying though.
Here's-
Is that like when you're translating something to the big screen, you're just gonna have to change things. That's just what it's gonna have to be a more cohesive story. Because in a book, right? In a book, you have like 400 pages. You have so much time to flesh out characters, set the tone, understand like the world building and everything like that. In a movie, you can't. You only have so much time, right? You only have so much time. You have 2 hours, an hour and 40 minutes. You know what I mean? You have to do so much, and that's where like my thing it comes in, where I'm like, there's certain things you're gonna have to fucking cut in order to do it this way. That's why realistic Batman works, because it's more set in our world versus trying to do a whole thing where you have to build up the world in a short amount of time.
I disagree, but okay.
You're stupid. You're just stupid because, right? I'm right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
No, you're not.
Because, but I will
It's
say
okay, you can
to
keep
your
thinking you're
point
right.
though. To your point though, I do agree because like I think The Last of Us is a perfect example. I love the game. The game I think is one of the best video game stories of all time. It's my personal favorite story of all time. But the adaptation to I know it's a smaller screen, it's a TV show, but that's another perfect example of where they couldn't do it as a movie. It's just too much.
Too much in very little
Too much
time.
in a little bit of time.
You
to
wouldn't
where-
be able to satisfy
exactly,
anyone
and you
with
had
that.
to stretch it out. And even then, I feel like there's certain. I have my own gripes with it, but like I feel like in terms of it being my all-time video game story, I am a little bit more on the nitpicky side of how they translate it. They translated it very well, though.
Mhm.
I will say that it was a 9 out of 10 for
I
sure.
need to watch it
It was a 9 out of 10, but I have my own gripes. You know, like.
because Pedro Pascal's in it.
No, I think he was a good casting as Joel. I think
No, I'm just kidding.
Ellie is my biggest problem, mainly when it comes to season 2, because in season 1 she works. I don't know what the actress's name. I'm sorry.
I feel like it's going to
She
be the
works.
same gripe that everyone else has with her being in season 2, and it's the fact that Ellie's supposed to be
it's like
older.
it's like it's at least a 4-year time jump, right? And in that time in the game, you are now a badass.
Yeah.
Like you're just a fucking badass. Like you've already seen the world for what it is now. It's like right in the original game when Joel's going through his thing and he's injured and you play as Ellie, Ellie's not like strong. Like you know what I
Yeah,
mean? She's
yeah,
not
yeah.
accurate with her bow. She's very shaky using
she's
the
quick.
gun. But she's quick, she's fast, she can get through small things. And you know that's highlighted in the game. And then the time jump, you're like, oh my god, now she's fucking like brutally killing people, and you know, being able to go to toe with these other people that are, you know, just in this world. You know what I mean? And that's where my gripe comes in with Ellie, and then Abby. In the game, bro, she's a fucking unit. That's just what it is. Like she's fucking a unit, bro. You know what I mean? Like she's jacked,
bro.
She's fucking jacked, and she will fuck up any dude, anybody in the game. And that's where
Getting
when
a
it comes
little
to season
excited.
2, when it comes to season 2, well, because she is a badass, I will admit,
Yeah.
she is badass. But when it comes to season 2, you're just like, are you gonna match that same physicality
Mhm.
where you're like, can Ellie even like take this person on? Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, it's like this is her equal, and maybe even then some.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where I'm like, does she match that stature of being in season 2 to be like, I can now take on grown men? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
that's just what it is. Like,
I
she
guess
just
they
looks
could
like a
do
14-year-old girl still.
Yeah, I guess they could try and do like the hit girl thing, right?
What is that?
Like make them, although they're young, they're just very skilled killers. You know, like that's what I mean, like the hit girl thing, because hit girl was like a 10-year-old girl that was just a fucking badass.
Mm.
I guess it's not entirely without possibility that they could do that, right?
Well,
Or maybe the third season is an even bigger time jump. You know,
well,
they could do
again,
that.
we're
It just
going. I'm
depends
just
on.
going off the logic of the game.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen how they're gonna do it in the, because I know season 2 is gonna split up the game into 2 seasons. So there's gonna be
Trailer
3
looks good though.
Trailer does look good.
The zombies the infected running in the snow freaked me out because I wouldn't survive.
That part is like ripped exactly from the game. It looks like pretty accurate.
That's terrifying. That's a level.
Yeah, dude, it's a
Bro.
level, bro. That's what I'm telling you. You need to play it.
Fuck that,
Yeah.
dude.
The
It
Last
looks
of Us Part
intense,
2,
dude.
I know a lot of people hated on The Last of Us Part 2. I liked it.
Because they're sexist.
I mean, I liked it. I really did like it. I felt like the evolution of Ellie was spot on. Like that's to me, that's like just showing you what the world is gonna do to you. Because like in the first game, right, when you're playing as Joel, you see her humanity of being naive and being like, like there's one of my favorite parts is like about The Last of Us, the game, is that there's like certain dialogue things that you can miss. Like if you go into a certain store or certain things, like she'll be like, "Whoa, what is this?" Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, "That was a jukebox." Like, and she's like naive to this world.
Yeah.
And then now in the time jump, you see that now she's fucking, calloused essentially from this world and what the things she's had to do and see.
Yeah. Now she knows how to like live properly in this world, right? And has
Mhm.
experience and she's been taken under Joe's wing. And yeah, dude, that whole story is iconic. So I have been meaning to watch The Last of Us. The new trailer for the new season looks really good too.
But like I said, it's the adaptation from the game, the first season, pretty spot on. There's a few things that are switched and flip flopped, but for the most part, it's a great adaptation, like one for one essentially, and more lore background.
Speaking of lore background, I'm really excited for Ballerina too.
Yeah,
An
looks
extension of
really
our
good.
boy fucking John Wick's universe, which I think it's one of those rare things that I think can work. Even though I heard mixed things about the Continental show, the show based in the hotel in the John Wick
I did
universe.
see that. I
But
didn't.
some of those action sequences looked fun, bro,
Hmm.
and it looked really interesting.
Is there a trailer for that already?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
It's on the cock though, so I I'm not getting. I don't
Ew.
know. Yeah, the fucking cock.
Dude, can we stop with all these fucking streaming services? Just a quick gripe. The fucking NFL is on so many different things now, and I'm like, bro, I just don't care.
You're like, I just want.
And one thing that's also always irritated me about the NFL, and I'm going on a weird tangent, is that there's like out of market games. I know you don't know about this, but like, so if you're a fan of this team, there's like blackout zones. So like, imagine if like you couldn't watch a Dustin Poirier fight because you lived in Wyoming or something.
I'd be livid.
Exactly. I
The
hate
fuck
that.
kind of bullshit is that?
Exactly. It's stupid, bro.
Well, the NFL's kind of stupid, so.
I mean, I do agree. But, I mean, it's entertaining.
Sorry, I just don't like watching men handle balls.
It's
That sounds a little
fucking
homophobic,
spear,
but
bro.
you know what I mean. No, I'm just kidding. I like watching people get tackled. It's just I don't understand the game and I don't have the patience for it sometimes. That's why it's easier for me to watch a sport where people just punch each other.
I mean, I will always
I feel
say
like
it.
it's just
Fighting
like- I
will
feel like it's
always
just-
be my number one.
Yeah,
Fighting will
it's
always
just,
be
I
my
feel like
number
it's
one.
just a universal sport. Anybody will sit down and watch a good scrap.
Yeah, if you could speak a
Yeah.
Portuguese
That's
and
what
we
I'm
could
saying.
watch a boxing
And
fight.
well, we could watch. Yeah,
We
yeah,
could
yeah.
both. You know, like you
Yeah,
just couldn't understand.
yeah, dude.
just
When
couldn't
someone gets
understand.
knocked down, bro, when someone
Yeah.
gets cut up, it's a different energy, dude.
Yeah.
It's also different. It's like when a bunch of the people are cheering for the same thing. Like I'll never forget when we watched DP fight Saint Denis, at fucking Buster's,
I
bro.
know.
Dude, I think we yelled the loudest.
we were
yelled
the
we were the
loudest, for
loudest,
sure.
dude.
Because I remember that group
Oh.
of girls or whatever, they were like,
They jumped up.
yeah, they were like,
Okay,
oh my-
they kind of upset me because also like
yeah, they were playing a card game. and
they
stuff
were
like-
fucking coloring. First of all,
yeah.
don't go to a David Buster's
Yeah.
on
I
a
agree.
weekend
Yeah.
and try and do like a little coloring play date or whatever. Or even to a fucking bar, bro. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not gonna fucking I'm not holding back. Like that's
No,
my
I agree.
point. You know.
I agree.
So,
No, 'cause I
you're
remember
just gonna
because
have to
I was
deal
like,
with it.
bro, if we, because like, right, we were there to watch the fight. This is a sports bar.
Yeah.
We're there to watch the fight. If we didn't get a chair, or I mean a table, and there was a group not watching the fight, just sitting there coloring, I would be livid.
Yep.
I'd be like, wait, just are they buying anything? Are
Yeah.
they? Because I'm here to watch the fight.
Yeah, dude.
I'm willing to spend my
Oh
money
my
and
God.
get beer and fucking nachos or whatever.
Dude, and you know what's so annoying? There's plenty of other seats out there that I would argue
there's other
were more
seating.
comfortable for what they wanted to do
Yeah,
than at the fucking bar, dude. That did upset me.
yeah, that I remember that.
I was like, bro.
I thought they were playing a card game, but you're right. They were coloring.
Yeah, they're coloring.
They had, like, I mean, no knock on coloring.
no,
Like,
coloring's fun, but like,
but
don't
it's
do
just
it-
there's
but-
a time and setting for
But to
it.
do it at a fucking bar and try and get
A sports
offended,
bar.
a sports bar, and try to get offended at people having fun and yelling and being fucking degenerates,
Yeah,
that's on you, dog.
yeah,
Like, you knew what you're getting into, okay? Especially if you know that there is like a fight pay-per-view, whether it's
and I guess we should acknowledge they were
yeah,
like this. They weren't just like minding their own business.
And-
Like, they're like,
yeah,
why are
and-
you guys like? They didn't
Yeah.
say it, but they were like giving us that
no, they
look. Like,
did. I overheard like one of them. Like, did you hear them yelling so loud?
oh, I didn't.
Like,
That must have been when I went to the
That
bathroom.
that actually
I
offended
remember
me because
just
I was
remember
like,
being like, what are you looking at?
yeah, dude, I was just like, bro, and
Trying
but
to watch my
also
boy
like,
DP fight. He lost round one, bro. Stop.
dude, oh my god, dude.
Stop pulling the gilly.
Yeah. Oh, that's bringing back so many just frustrations that day, dude.
He pulled the gilly like 5 times. I was
Oh,
like,
dude.
stop it.
He literally like he gave up position just to get the
Dude.
gillies
I know.
and put himself in bad positions.
Yes.
And
was
it's
so
so funny,
frustrating.
but so irritating at the same
I mean,
time.
in the moment, it's very frustrating. But once you know the results of him knocking him out, you're like, it's funny, ha.
Yeah.
But if he would have like lost, you'd have been like, why the fuck did you pull the gilly
Dude,
12 times?
Do you remember what I told you? I was like, dude, if he loses, I'm probably gonna get fucking drunk.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agreed. I mean, that was a big one. But I don't know how we went on the tangent.
Me either, dude.
Oh,
Me
but
either.
long story short, don't go to the fucking bar and cuddle.
Cuddle?
I mean, cuddle. It's early.
If you're gonna cuddle, there's clubs for that.
But don't fucking go to the bar, a sports bar at that, and fucking color.
Yeah, and just like don't make people feel like fucking. Don't try to make people feel like assholes for enjoying something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like at the end of the fucking day, yeah, maybe we were being loud fucking degenerates, but we
There's a
went there
fight
for
going
reason. There's a
on.
fight going on. You know, and again, the frustrating part was like, I would have been cool with it if they were like low key fans.
Mm-hmm.
If they were just like, oh my god, like I can't believe, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like watching it, they were just in their own world,
Yeah.
and that just irritated me more. It shouldn't have, but it's also like, just don't be a hater.
Yeah.
Don't hate, dog.
Yep.
You know? How the fuck did we get on that?
Anyways,
We were supposed to talk about ballerina.
Yeah, I was gonna say ballerina looks good.
Yeah, ballerina looks
It looks
good.
fun.
Ana de Armas. Mwah. Ben Affleck, why'd you fumble that?
Because he fumbles everything.
Dude, but he spits game though. Have you looked at my man's fucking?
I mean-
dude, you Ana de Armas.
Have you seen his movie? You know, his movies.
I will.
Other than The Town. The Town is his best movie, I will say.
You still haven't seen Live by Night.
I want to.
I'm gonna make.
That's
you,
the one where he's
I'm
a
gonna-
gangster, right?
I'm gonna make you watch
He's
it.
a gangster, right? Is that
I'm
one?
gonna make you watch
I
it.
don't want to watch
I'm
that.
gonna make you watch it.
No, I don't want. Not a fan of Ben Affleck.
Is The Accountant is fucking great.
Don't want to watch that either.
You're gonna watch it,
No.
and then The Accountant too.
There's a second one.
It's gonna come out.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Hey, dude, John Bernthal's in The Accountant. He kills it. In
I'll
that
watch
movie,
his
dude.
fight scene.
You just can't. There's context to the movie.
No.
But anyways, speaking of movies, I wanted to talk about what do you think is the problem with films today? Like, if you had like a gripe or a nitpick, I could easily name this for like my opinion is that I feel like lately there hasn't been, and it's mainly probably my biggest gripe with Marvel, is that I feel like there haven't been films where I know that that's a director, like a director's touch, like with Beetlejuice. You know who made that movie, Tim Burton. It's a Burton movie, so you know the type of vibe and aesthetic. Like a Quentin Tarantino movie, you know what you're getting yourself. They have certain traits in their films that make it unique to theirs, right? Sam Raimi.
I was gonna say
Um,
that's the one of the few movies I would say in recent memory that has more of a feel to it.
which
like,
one?
Is the Multiverse of Madness. I'm like, you can watch that and be like, you can see Sam Raimi's like quirkiness.
Yep, his touch in it, and you're just like, this
You-
makes
you
it
can-
such a fun movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what exactly it is to me. It's just a fun movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't.
Though the first Doctor Strange is underrated, dude.
Oh, it's really good. Don't get me wrong.
Really
I love the Doctor Strange movies.
Yeah.
I know there's only 2 of them, but I love the first one. I mean, his whole acid trip sequence is awesome. I did think like,
Oh, dude.
yeah,
Oh, man. I've
But-
been on one of those. I'm like, I feel it, man.
But yeah, I agree though. Like I feel like with more early, you could feel like a little bit more of distinctness coming from each one. Not necessarily like, oh, that's a director, but like the first Iron Man, you know, like the first Avenger. Those feel like their own style of movie
Yeah.
versus post. I mean, a
Post
little
first
bit.
Avengers. Post first
Yeah,
Avengers.
I
in
was
all
gonna say,
honesty.
yeah. Post first Avengers, you can feel like a little bit of like, okay, now it's like they're just starting to feel like an MCU movie
Yeah.
instead of feeling like, oh
Um,
my God, Sam Raimi directed this. Like now I'm excited. Like I know what he's gonna
Yep.
bring to the table.
Yep.
I mean, I do get that a little. I do get that with the Russo brothers, because obviously they directed the Avengers movies and they're coming back to direct the Avengers movies. But that's just me more feeling like they understand how to handle a big group of characters.
Yeah.
And understand like, you know, what's like the right word? Like, you know, the screen time, make
Yeah.
sure, you know,
Make
like
sure
things like
everyone's
that.
got enough attention.
Exactly.
essentially.
And I feel like they can handle that well. But in terms of like being like you, like if I watched, I don't know, like Extraction, like if I didn't know, I know they directed it or like they were
No,
involved
they
in it
produced it.
or
and wrote
produced it. But like
They wrote it, yeah.
I feel like if I watch something like that, I'd be able to be like,
Damn, those are good. Now I want to watch them.
you know what I mean? Like I just feel like I get what you're saying. Like I'm like, oh, I can't be like, oh, that's who directed that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, see, I always thought they directed it, but clearly they produced it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I just miss but also to be fair, it's really hard to be able to.
So
be
who
in the
are they right
position.
now? Let's name them because it's like it's Tim Burton,
We got
it's
Tim Burton,
Christopher Nolan,
Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino,
Quentin Tarantino,
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
I'd put James Wan on there. I
Okay.
feel like you know a James Wan movie.
It's 5. 5 in current day.
Yeah, dude, I can't think of. I feel like there's more. I feel like you know Robert Rodriguez movie when you see it.
I've heard of his name. Like, what movies has he made?
The mariachi movies, Spy Kids.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like more early 2000s though.
yeah, he hasn't.
But that's not like current day. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we're talking about like, you know, at least, you know, you've been released in like your last movie was like at least 2018 or something.
Yeah, dude, I can't.
I would say why am I fucking forgetting his name? The director of Mad Max. Miller something. What is his name? I know his
George
name.
Miller.
George Miller. I feel like he has a distinct, you know, like, oh, it's like that's a desert movie. You know what I mean?
That's a Mad Max movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like that's like 6, 7 max. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're
I would
not
like to
going
see
there
that.
to be like,
But I do think that the other problem to that is that there are up and coming directors that need to be put in that position to where they can finally show off their unique style
But
and
see,
tell the
also,
stories they want to tell.
I agree
you can't
with
do
that.
that as much if you're working for the corporate guy.
But see, I agree with that. That's what I was gonna say. Is I feel like a lot of things now are like, oh, like right the last Transformers movie that just came out. It's another Transformers movie.
Yeah.
It's you know, like it's another this movie, another that movie.
Like there's a lot of there are up and coming directors that I can name that I'm like, dude, I would watch their work. Like Adam Wingard, he did direct the Godzilla versus Kong movies,
Mm-hmm.
the two of them. But he also made You're Next, which is a horror movie I love. And he also made The Guest, if I remember correctly, which is another really underrated horror movie that I love. So like anything, that is like him putting more effort in that isn't like a big corporate thing, I know that I would want to watch. The guys that made Radio Silence, they made the Scream 5 and 6, and they made Ready or Not. Those, and they just made Abigail, which I heard is really fucking good.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll watch anything they do because I love their work just from the beginning. The dude that directed the Raid movies, he's working a lot more in the U.S. now, you know. So I'll watch anything Gareth Evans makes. Like these are up and coming directors that still need to get more recognition to do that. You know? Neil Blomkamp, I will usually watch a Neil Blomkamp movie. The director of District 9, Elysium.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people with him didn't. Apparently, a lot of people didn't like Elysium, which I was kind of shocked
A lot
about.
of people really didn't like Chappie.
I liked all of.
Yeah,
This is me personally. I liked all of them.
I couldn't get through Chappie.
You didn't get through Chappie?
No.
I liked it. I don't know. I like that, like, what do you call it? Like,
Gritty sci-fi feel.
yeah, like greedy. Yeah, exactly.
That's the best way I could describe it. At least I loved Elysium.
Yeah, Elysium was really
Elysium
good.
is probably.
I thought it was really good.
It's my favorite movie of his, personally.
Mine's District 9.
District 9 is a banger, though.
But see, I remember the hype for District 9 because a lot of people. I fell in that role because it came out like 2010, I think, somewhere around that time.
2009.
2009. Okay, it's even better. Is that it came out in a time when, like, you know, clickbait was really starting to become a thing, and I went down the rabbit hole of being like, this is a tie-in to Halo, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be Halo. This is like the origins and everything like that. So it like added this extra bit of like
To it.
to me, and just me getting my getting me to be like, Mom and Dad, we need to go see this. We need to go see this, and then be like, fine, we'll go see this weird movie. And they were like, wow, that was so good. And I was like, there was no Halo, but it was awesome. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things, and I'm like,
Such a good movie.
yeah, it was really good. Really
yeah,
fucking
dude.
good.
I don't blame. Yeah, dude. I need to do a rewatch of his movies because I want to like top tier and which one's better. But now on to my next question. What's a guilty pleasure genre of yours you have? Where you're like, I admit it. You know, like I've already let the cat out of my bag on mine. I think rom-coms are fucking. They can be cute, man. I like them. You know, if you can make a good rom-com, I think that's you're really solid.
I don't know if I really have a guilty pleasure for movies, but in terms of like, okay, what would you consider guilty pleasure? Because like to me, I can think of particular movies that are guilty pleasures, like the Doom movie. I like that movie.
The what?
The Doom, the first Doom movie.
Oh,
I love that
dude,
movie.
I grew up on that movie.
Exactly.
I actually.
I
love that
remember
movie.
when they first did the first person scene. I was like, that's ripped from the video game. I was like,
You're
that's
like,
so cool.
that's so sick.
Yeah.
Dude, and I even love the end fight scene. When I memorized it as a kid when The Rock punches through the glass and he's like, Semper Fi, motherfucker. Faithful to the core, John.
Yeah.
And they just throw down. I was like, this is sick.
Yeah. Butcher.
Yeah,
went
dude,
at
that's
it.
a guilty pleasure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, they
Exactly.
fucking, that's a guilty pleasure for sure. Oh, or like, dude, the scary, like the Meet the Spartans.
Oh
Vampires,
my
like-
god!
Those
Bro,
are-
I was,
those are
thinking, I
guilty
was just
pleasures.
thinking of
They're not
the
good.
other one. What's it called? Vampires Suck.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to rewatch that.
Yeah.
I was like, I just like random because like I had seen
It's
some
on
clips
Max,
of.
I think.
Is it on Max?
Yeah.
I want to watch that because I was like
Parody movies are a guilty
yes.
pleasure.
Because I had recently watched like a couple clips on TikTok like from like do you remember Scary Movie or something. And I was like, oh, those movies are really good. I should buy them. And but then
One and two,
but it made
one and
me,
two are the best.
I would buy the first three personally. Like if there's like I think there's a collection pack if you just get the first three, I'd buy those three.
Bro, they did. Miramax did the Wayne's brothers so dirty though. They stole because the Wayne's brothers wrote the scary movie. They created the franchise, right?
Yeah.
The two black brothers, right?
Yeah, I know who they
Oh,
are.
okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure. I'm sorry. But dude, they came up with the third idea for the third one which is the concept that you got for the third one, but they just wound up like they asked for more money because they're making bank, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
nah, fam. Essentially, what happens is they just went to another writer with their idea, wrote the script, and they're like, we're just gonna do it our way.
Mhm.
got
Well, I mean,
birthed from them.
to me, I can kind you. I mean, I
You
didn't
can
know. I
tell.
didn't know that, but
You
I
can
w-
tell.
Yeah, you can tell.
Because also the third one is PG-13. It's not rated R.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like you're toning it down for an audience, and you're just I don't know, dude. I just feel like they fucking missed out.
Oh no, they missed out. But like for me, like I said, I was like I would buy like a collection.
Yeah.
Like those are the three. I don't think I ever even saw fourth and fifth one.
The fourth one was like the War of the Worlds parody with Saw.
Oh,
And
okay, maybe I
Shaq.
did watch it actually.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Okay. But see, I didn't remember it. It was memorable. The first three are memorable to me.
I do
Like
because
I remember, like, cause it was I love Signs as a kid, and that's why I was like, they were parodying Signs from it, so I was like, it just naturally was like it was funny to me, and plus it was PG-13, so I'm like 13 at the time, so I'm like,
yeah. You're like, this is so funny. Alien peeing in his mouth with a finger.
I'm just gonna say,
You're like,
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna say,
yeah,
bro, I laughed really
the
hard at
fucking
that.
the fucking bit. It kills me. It's so dumb. When he's like, "All right, hey buddy," every time he tries to play with the kid, he hurts the kid.
Bro, I love that. I fucking love that.
Yeah,
that shit
dude.
will still make me laugh. Sorry,
Dude.
maybe I'll.
The fact that they also did 8 Mile.
Yeah,
Bro.
yes, exactly. See,
my-
that's what I'm saying. Is I don't really think the third one's that bad. Now, if you compare it to the first two, obviously it's significantly worse.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from like a back, you're like, okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah, those are like guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
So yeah, parody is definitely up there. I think rom-coms.
But we don't get movies like that anymore, or at least not like if they're like gonna be, marketed kind of like mainstream. Because I remember I would see trailers for them on like, well, I don't know, whatever I was watching MTV. At
I think
or
the
whatever.
last one I remember being theatrically released, I want to say it's Vampires Suck
I don't even know what
or
it was
Meet the
released.
Spartans.
I feel like Meet the Spartans was pretty early. I feel
2007 or 8, I think.
okay, so because Vampire Suck came after Twilight. and
Yeah.
Twilight had her. So I think,
Twilight came out 2008, 9.
but
2008.
I think it came out at the same time. It came out after New Moon, because there was
yeah,
there was,
you were right.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they
So that probably
so
was.
yes, Vampire Suck came out 2010 because it also made fun of Eclipse.
Yeah.
That's why I remember.
There you go. See, I jogged your memory.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Man, that's crazy. How could anyone like those movies, the Twilight movies?
I mean,
No, I'm just.
the first
That is
one.
a discussion
The
for another
first one
episode.
is actually really good.
It's really
My
not.
only one that I do not like, I cannot
New
stand
Moon?
it at all, is New Moon. I saw it in theaters. I went there with my mom.
Yeah.
You
bought into the hype. That-
well, I mean, yeah.
Let's not forget, this was a time where like grown women went to go see a 16-year-old boy get sexualized. That's insane.
That is
You're
insane.
welcome.
That is actually insane.
You forgot
I didn't
about
even
that,
think
huh?
about that.
You forgot about that, huh?
I didn't think about that.
Because that was
I
one of
didn't-
the big things. They're like, oh my god, Taylor Lautner got all hot, and then everyone's like, yo,
Wow,
he's 16.
That's actually crazy. I didn't-
Hollywood.
Well, because right, I wasn't even I don't even know how old I was at that time. Probably like what, 10. So to me, I'm like, he's an adult. But now thinking about it from like me as an adult, thinking of like, someone in their 30s, that's actually crazy. He kind of just blew my mind a little bit. I'm not
I
gonna
know.
lie.
Dude,
That's
yeah.
kinda crazy.
Hollywood always has a period of like doing the weirdest shit when it comes to that.
like trying to normalize it.
Yeah, like
Whoa.
dude, I
Now we're
remember.
going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
Because actually now you're thinking like, because dude, I'm like, because I
It was
Watch-
the same
I
thing
watched-
with Megan Fox, bro. When Megan
Yes.
Fox was like fucking
That's true.
15 in the first Transformers movies, and
That's
you
so
all
true.
those shots.
I'm like, I'm 13 at that time too, so I'm like, yeah,
It's different.
yeah,
when you're
exactly.
13,
It's just
when,
different.
when you're
That's
that
so
age,
true.
when you're that age, you're like, oh my god, like she's so far within reach because she's older than you.
Yeah,
But when you look back on like someone our age looking at those movies, you're like, dude, you need to.
yeah.
They need to
I'm
check
like,
your
bro, I'm
history.
like 27. I'm like,
Because like, bro, there's so many weird fucking cases, and this is why I feel like some men, not even some
Whoa.
men, us men need to do better sometimes. It's like, I remember when that Cash Me Outside girl turned 18. Well,
Mhm.
not when she first came out. I heard dudes that were like our age being like, she's fucking hot. I'm like, dude, she's 13. I worked with someone that said that to me. I was like, you're 35.
Jesus Christ.
She's 13.
Yeah.
That's a case. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
uh,
That's insane, actually, thinking about it now. Because I remember also because his Robin Pattinson was first on uh, Harry Potter.
because he
And that's where he was first. And I remember at that time as well, people
Yeah.
were like, oh my God, who
he's
is
the
this
dude from
guy?
Harry Potter. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, actually.
Yeah, dude, you're fucking welcome. I just shattered some
Yeah, you
glass
did
for
shatter
you.
my
We're like,
mind.
that's insane. Yeah, we've all been.
Because I
probably-
remember when I went to go to watch those movies, I remember being like, I'm going to see some like cute girls. And it was like, they're all fucking grown women. I remember, dude. I really do remember.
I told you. I told you.
I remember New Moon a lot because I was so fucking bored. I was like, where's the action at? I want to see them fucking crash through fucking wood planks.
You're like, I just want to see werewolves and vampires fight. Dude, I fucking get it. I don't like their choice of wolf. I'm so picky when it comes to my werewolf
Well, okay.
design.
Also, I want to say,
And
though,
I just
is
don't
at that
like the
time...
sparkling vampire shit.
Okay,
Just
the
make it seem
sparkling
like
vampires,
oh my,
I've never been the greatest
that's
fan
the
of.
dumbest shit ever, bro. You can't just win me over. I love vampires and vampire lore and vampire movies. If you literally were just like, they can just walk in the sun, I wouldn't have even been mad. I would have been okay with it, honestly.
Honestly, one thing I always thought would be cool for like a vampire to like survive in the sun is like they have to hit a certain threshold of drinking blood in order to be out in the sun. I've always thought that would be a cool kind of concept.
To me, the concept that has worked the best, I'm so glad we're on this discussion because I love this, is the fact that like any normal species, they evolve, do they not?
Yeah.
So the general concept is that vampires would have evolved to have survived in sunlight. And I feel like that's such a basic concept, but it's so true. We have evolved from being a little fucking thing into what we are today.
Yep.
So it would not surprise me if like a vampire would be able to evolve into just being able to survive in the sunlight, or just all the things that would have affected it in vampire lore no longer affects it, and we would not be able to tell between a vampire at all. I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
I mean,
to
it
me,
makes
too.
sense too. I agree.
But I mean, the blood idea really does make a lot of sense too, because it's also like you kind of have filled up on all this protein, and now
Yeah, now you're like you're at your max strength.
yeah,
Because the sun is still gonna weaken you, but you've just hit your peak form to where you can last out in the sun for 5 hours.
see, but
Or
that's
you know
what I'm
I mean?
saying. Like that could have been better. I can't get with the sparkly fucking vampires, dude.
And you could put like blood patches on you. That way you always have
Yeah.
a constant IV. Like, see, I
That-
got a great idea.
That's a cool body horror idea too.
Yeah.
But also, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I don't hate the concept of Twilight. I hate the execution. A lot of
Well,
it
okay,
makes
before
sense.
we jump
The fucking what is it? What is it? The what are they called? The Vampire Society.
I really don't know.
I don't want to say the Vatican. I was gonna say the Vatican. That's not what I meant. The
I know what you're talking about, but
they're not the
can't think-
Leviathans.
I can't think of what they're called. I mean, I like Twilight, but I'm not gonna know all the lore of everything.
Yeah, but like that makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
I guess like I'm more of like I think Underworld does it best.
Oh, I love Underworld,
Yeah,
bro.
Underworld. Oh, dude,
Underworld is awesome.
Thank you.
But anyways, what I was gonna say before we get off of the Twilight thing is I feel like when it came to the werewolves, I felt like it was just a more unique take at that time. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of things before that were always like, you know, like in the Van Helsing movie, it's like this. That's how
that is the werewolf design.
I agree. That is my favorite design of a werewolf.
That transformation too is so
Yeah, where
like
he's ripping off his own skin.
Love it.
Awesome. I love that.
love it.
But I love the Van Helsing movies, by the way.
There's only one.
I know there is. But I mean, I wish there was more. Anyways,
I agree.
what was I saying? I just feel like when you went to New Moon and you had a different interpretation of it being like a gigantic wolf was more of like a, oh my God, that's actually a cool idea. And people not really thinking of it. Because I know for me, I was like, I always thought of like the Van Helsing one where it's like his claws are just, and he's fucking, you know, the equal to fucking Dracula. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Dracula's scared of a werewolf. That's why he wants it to be. You know what I mean? Like that's the lore I've always liked. That's the one I grew up with, and I just feel like when it came to New Moon, I felt like it was just a different take and being like, oh, that's cool. That's what I felt like. But now looking back on it, it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of wish I would have. It would have just been like
A
this
little
fucking.
originality, dude. Just because
But I also
the
don't
reason
like-
I also felt it was lazy because like just a big wolf. That's it.
It's a gigantic wolf, actually.
Gigantic wolf. Okay, that's cool. You're
But,
like, look, you could ride him like a big dog. Okay. But you get them on their fucking belly, they're virtually useless. Every time one of them got on their belly, one of them died or
I
got
like-
or like a leg or like that's so fucking whack, bro.
Yeah, I do agree
Like,
with that.
because if
It's
you're
funny.
gonna make the vampires look with killing like a werewolf, bro. If it's like a Van Helsing type werewolf, you're like these
Yeah, I
vampires
do
are
ag-
fucking dangerous.
I do
dude.
agree because like in some like I remember one particular time when they like hurt the werewolf or killed it or something. Like the vampire just like pushed its head and then grabbed its neck and was like, yeah, and it's like, and he's like,
Easy kill, easy money,
kill, bro.
easy
Like,
money.
bro, stand up. Like,
Yeah,
you know
like
what
dude,
I
I thought the wolves were gonna get on their hind legs.
mean?
Yeah.
but
But I guess not.
yeah. See, though, that is my all-time favorite I guess vampire movie, werewolf movie.
Yeah, in vain of like the adventure movies that came out like that,
Mm-hmm.
like The Mummy and the Van Helsings.
Yes,
So
that should have been its own universe.
childhood.
There you go.
Oh my god, that would have been so
Imagine
sick.
that. That would have been sick as fuck.
I'm actually so mad because that would have made so much sense.
It would have made so much sense.
Fuck! I'm so mad. God damn it.
Who's the guy? So in the first Van Helsing movie, who's the guy that he fights in the beginning? I always liked that character.
That is Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde.
Yeah.
It's a different interpretation. They did a version of that in the Mummy reboot. It was
Mm.
Russell Crowe's character.
Oh, that's right.
Because it's
I,
the two
I don't
personalities.
even
Yeah.
remember the movie.
Yeah, it's like
I don't even remember
it's
the
very
one scene.
folk-like.
The only one scene that I remember is like when they're in a bus or something and the camera doesn't move and they're just flipping through. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I like
the most memorable part
I
from
like
that
the
movie.
aerial scene too in the airplane. I thought that was cool.
I do not remember.
Yeah, I still remember liking the movie. Everyone's like, it's fucking horrible. I was just like,
I
it
didn't.
was
I remember
fine.
liking it too, but I just I only saw it once.
I did buy it for like $5 though.
Oh, you own it?
I think I do. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, okay. One last question.
Okay.
What is your least favorite genre then?
Rom-coms.
You're such a fucking
it's not
hater, bro.
rom-coms. I would just say I wouldn't say rom-coms.
Documentaries.
No, I actually really like documentaries.
I think it depends on the documentary.
To me, I like
But it,
like a murder one or like
see,
a
but
cold
that's
case.
interesting. People
Exact-
getting murdered
Well,
is interesting.
I also like the one that I actually want to watch. It's on Max. It's called Chimp Crazy or something. It's basically it's the same directors or the same crew that did the Tiger King.
Huh?
They did the
What?
Tiger King and now they're doing
That's
it for
crazy, yeah.
chimp like moms that love chimps. It's actually kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Moms that love chimps.
Yeah, they like, dude, chimps are crazy, bro.
Yeah, I know. They ripped
They
off your
will-
fucking face.
Yeah,
They'll eat it.
exactly. And there's there's actual moms that are like, this is my baby. I love him more than my own kids.
That's crazy.
Exactly. And there's a whole documentary on that, and it looks really cool.
I've seen the video. I've heard the. Have you ever heard?
Wait,
the-
have you ever watched the? No, I just forgot. I just thought of it.
God damn it! You interrupted me too. But I remember, so I'm gonna go. Have you heard the voice the phone call someone made to 911 because this lady that owned a chimp, it started going crazy on her, and then her friend that she was with at the time, no, it was her. She called the 911 and was telling them that it was freaking out, and by the time they got there, she was like fucking her face up by that time.
Yeah, I think I know. It was like the girl came in through the back door, and then the chimp just like went crazy on her.
No, it was like front door or something. It was like
Oh.
regular, dude.
I don't know. I know that there was something that I remember Joe talking about on his. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's it.
Yep.
It sounds very familiar where
Yep.
she's like calling, and by the time they get there, her face is disfigured like crazy.
Yeah.
She's never gonna be the same.
No.
And like, dude, they're fucked up. Like they will fuck you. They go for your nuts. They know how to hurt you.
Yeah.
And they know what to do. And it's like they feel no remorse. Like that shit. I don't know. It looks good to me. I want to watch it. It looks crazy. Apparently the third episode is like very like what the fuck?
Very.
That this is allowed to happen type shit. Yeah.
Probably in the South.
I don't know where it takes place. I just know very little bit about it and I want to watch it. I don't even know how we got on documentaries.
Oh, that's because I said least
Oh,
favorite
that's the
genre.
SeaWorld one. I forget what it's called. You should watch that documentary.
Oh, I don't know if I want to do that.
It's very sad, but
I
it's a
bet
very
it.
good
I bet it fucking
documentary.
is. Because
Dude, there's a part.
I already hear cases about the fucking orcas and the whales that they have and how they go crazy on the
Mhm.
trainers and shit and on people.
Dude, there's. I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you one where they're training the orca, right? And he's in this gigantic tub of water that's just like so deep, right? And
Is it
he's-
when he drags one of them down?
But no, the whale. Yeah, it is that.
But it like
No, it drags him and will hold him for like just it. Like the whales are smart. The orcas are smart. Like it knows how long it can hold. He can hold its breath, and would bring him up right as he's about to lose air to get his air, and then drag him back down again. And it happens for like 2 hours. It's a ridiculous amount of time that this whale is essentially torturing, a trainer.
I could take a whale.
But to me, because like,
No,
dude,
I'm
there's
just
like
kidding, that's
whole
terrifying.
footage of it, and you're just because like in the documentary they show it a lot, and it's like very like, dude, like I don't know, it's like it's creepy as fuck.
Dude,
But
it's
to me, it's
scary,
also
man.
like,
It's like the on one hand, a part of me is like, I don't know, man. Do we really need zoos? I guess.
no,
Like
I'm on
aquariums,
that
you
boat
know?
of like, we don't need it. I
Like, I don't want to risk.
I think there's better ways to educate, because like, right, if we look at the origins of zoos, right, like, or at least I'm just going off of what I would think they would be, is to educate the public or
Yeah.
educate schools, and being like, oh, this is how lions are and everything like that. But that worked back then.
Yeah.
Now we're in a different time period where it's like, okay, now I do agree, like if we need a sanctuary for animal, can't think of an animal that's going extinct, but I feel like that's a good case of like, yeah, we need to keep them in captivity, build up their population, then we can release them as time
yeah,
goes
that's
on.
different. But they also would have to adjust them to being able to hunt while outside if they're gonna do that because
But no, that's
You
what I
know
was
what I'm
gonna
saying?
say
Like,
is
yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
think there are, don't quote me on it, but I think there are like places that do this where it's like acres of
Yeah.
land. Like obviously you need a lot of funding and everything like that.
Mhm.
There's like acres where there's not as much wildlife, or in terms of predator wildlife, where they can still learn how to do what they need to do, but then when they go out in the wild, there be more present essentially.
yeah,
So,
yeah, dude.
but I agree. I don't think
I-
we need zoos.
Because also, like, we live in a fucking era where people are fucking idiots, and also, my boy Harambe would still be alive. Everything went downhill when that
Did you
fucking
see
kid
that?
fell in the
Did you
gorilla
see that
exhibit.
one meme that it went really viral? It was like a Batman where he's like, "Thank you, Batman. I don't know what I would have done without you." He's like,
Yeah.
"No problem." He starts walking away.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I haven't been in that much trouble since I fell in that pit with that fucking gorilla, and he's just like, turn.
fucking same, bro. Because I'm telling you, the world went to shit right after that happened.
"Yeah, it really
He
did."
wasn't trying to
It's out
hurt
for
him.
Harambe.
Because I did rewatch the video and I was like, I understand why some people would. It's difficult. I get it because I'm looking at it from now being a parent and I'm like, I don't know what I would do, but I feel like I probably would have jumped in like just kill me instead. I don't know, man. I don't know, but also like the world went to shit after he died. So
But yeah, I agree. I don't think zoos should
dicks
be
out for
really be
Harambe.
I don't really think zoos should be a thing anymore. At least unless it's like build a population.
So you're gonna whip it out with me?
Yeah, let's do it. This is how we end the episode.
No, dude, I agree though. It's a tough thing. I just don't think they should exist, and I feel like we should just try and
Because like,
make sure
dude,
our
with
ecosystem is as
technology and
healthy
how
as
it
it
is
can be.
now, like, dude, you could literally do a live stream from like, have like a fucking well-educated person go out to the wild. If you're really trying to do this,
holograms.
you know what I mean? To have a live broadcast and be like,
Bro,
this is what it
a
is. and
hologram zoo, that's the way to do it.
That is the way to do it, honestly.
Yeah, like in Jurassic World, how they have those holograms, just do that, but with the animals, and you're
Mhm.
great. And when you figure out how to do it with dinosaurs, bro, I'm in. Plus, that's what museums are, right?
Yeah, it is pretty much.
Essentially. So
Yeah, but they're more physical. But I get what you mean.
same concept.
Yep.
If you just had the holograms, you do that with the fucking animals. That'd be sick.
Mm-hmm.
You get some sort of hologram that makes you feel like you are with the animal, so you don't have to actually be with the fucking animal.
And I'm sure there's there's not all zoos are the same as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm sure there's zoos that
Take care
deal
of.
with, getting animals that are not supposed to be imported, essentially. Like from like other regions of the world. I'm sure that they do things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's probably zoos that are like, very upkept and like we do the best that we can. And like I said, I'm not well read up on zoos, but I would hope so at least. That there's probably somewhere they're like, okay, we're only gonna keep this animal for this time, and then
Yeah.
at least I would hope that's how it is.
Yeah.
I don't even know the last time I've been to a zoo.
I
I
kind
think
of
I
want
went to Zoo Lights in high school. I think that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was the last time he
Fucking
took me
old.
out.
Huh?
The last time he took me out.
He
He doesn't take me out like he used to anymore. He's just like, let me just buy you a cup of coffee and everything will be fine. He
Yeah.
ditched me yesterday. He ghosted me like I was some fucking whore. Nothing wrong with being a whore, but like, he was like one of the ones that he just
Oh.
regretted that night is like, you don't exist. Like the post nut clarity hit him really hard and he's like, I don't want to see you. He's like, I fell asleep. And I'm like, "Ugh, okay.
I didn't fall asleep. I
know he didn't.
I just decided to play The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, this is what happened. I'll run you through what happened.
I don't even want to hear your excuses, Richard.
I'll tell you
Honestly,
guys what happened.
tell me what her
I
name
came
is.
I came home and was like, okay, I'm just gonna I think I was just gonna update Helldivers. I think that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna update it and then get ready. And then I saw on there that they added the Last of Us PlayStation 5 version for free for PSS users. And I was like, oh shit, I'm a PSN user. I was like, this is free. I'm gonna play this right now. And I just played it. And then next thing I know, it's been like 3 hours. I'm like, I fell asleep.
This fucking guy. It's been hard getting a hold of him. He has horrible communication skills.
Lately, I have. I'm not gonna lie. Lately,
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
horrible communication skills, but for the most part, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I could have been dying yesterday, and you just didn't.
No,
answer.
you weren't. You were fine.
I could have.
He would message me like, "Where you at?" And then question mark later.
Yeah. What if
Thinking about you.
what if that question mark was like, I'm dying? What if that was the Riddler?
Oh my god.
You would
Realistic Batman rules. You
You know
admit
what?
it.
No.
Anyways, that's where we end the episode. If you guys are new here, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Next time, peace.
Peace.